I want to broach a topic that is highly sensitive and highly controversial, and I am just doing it knowing full well that I'm going to get a lot of comments that might be negative. I'm going to get a lot of differing opinions, and that's okay. I want to give you my perspective, and I want to start by telling you that I am not a licensed therapist. I am a nutrition coach, and our company has worked with, we're nearing 1,500 women at the time of this video, one-on-one coaching, 1,500 women. And so I'm gonna give you my experience, what I have seen, and I've worked with clients with eating disorders. I have worked with a lot of women without them, and I want you to just hear my perspective a little bit, because what I'm seeing in the social media lately, and maybe this is just because I'm in it full force, and what I'm seeing is that you are either team mental health or your team charge people for dieting advice that is going to lead them to a path of mental destruction. And I hate that spin on what nutrition coaching is, because that is not what I do. I am a huge mental health advocate. I am a huge proponent of seeking professional help when you, in any area of your life, your marriage, your eating, your personal life. All of us at Stay Fit Mom, we have a coaches chat where we communicate different topics of clients that have similar issues. One of the advantages of working with a team and working with so many women is that we've pretty much seen every topic under the sun. And so when our clients red flag us for an eating disorder, our first go-to is, please do not hesitate to seek out professional help in this area. Because if A, you're binge eating, which I'm gonna talk about, or B, you look in the mirror and you don't see a freaking hardworking woman that is crushing it, that is beautiful the way that she is, then you are a candidate to seek professional help. But I'm going to tell you about the clients that I have seen and what works, and why our nutrition program is not a typical model of what our culture has advocated that I think has led to eating disorders for women in the past. So I think that dieting has gone wrong for so stinking long. So long. Our culture has advocated, get skinnier, get skinnier, get skinnier, eat less, eat less, eat less. And then you will look like the woman that you need to look like. And that's why I think so many women come to us eating nothing or really struggling with their body image, because that's what culture tells you to do. Whereas when we take in a client one-on-one, the very first thing that we do is we look at their overall caloric intake, and based on so many things, their activity level, their TDEE, their metabolism, their previous caloric intake, so many things go into factoring an accurate starting macro prescription for these women. And 75% of the time, maybe even up to 90% of the time, when I see a client's overall caloric intake, I'm increasing it. And I do that because the answer to your weight loss is not eat less, eat less, eat less, eat less. And if I had a client, a very honest, vulnerable client, which by the way, I think is one of the reasons why our program is successful. We base our program off of being extremely open and honest. And if you can't be honest and open with your coach, if you're not communicating to your coach the real ways that you feel, we cannot help you the way that we need to. And so I had a client so honestly check in today and say, I binged yesterday. And she ate nearly double what I was prescribing her for her calories. And what that tells me is that either A, her body needs more. She is hungry. And this is a great time to talk about it, because we got the back to school challenge coming up and everyone wants to cut their calories. Everyone wants to, cut. And I want to be aware that you can only cut calories for so long before your body has detrimental effects, including a slowed metabolism, mental health issues. The thing about our program is that it is so effective. We can get you to lose any amount of weight. It's about, can you implement what you think that you want to do? And so if we have clients that will, eat great 5 out of 7 days, they'll hit their numbers 5 days. The weekend comes and they're exceeding their calorie intake by over double. That tells me that I'm not giving them enough. Because if you're eating enough, your body should not feel this need to overeat to that extent. And yes, dieting comes with some sacrifice. Like, you're gonna feel hunger, you're going to feel some restraint on what your typical eat. You're not just gonna be able to eat whatever and whenever you want. There's gonna be some constraint that comes with it. But 9 times out of 10, if your calories, and this is the traditional client that I'm talking about, if 5 days out of the week you are at a deficit and then you go way over, it basically negates the whole entire point of the deficit the rest of the week. And so I have a lot of clients that say, can we talk about doing, like a lower calorie during the day, so then the weekends I can have, extra fun? And I just don't like doing that as a nutrition coach for that exact reason. I don't like reinforcing restrict, and then have all the fun. The more you can get at a level that is consistent, the more likely you are to continue it long term. And that's my goal for every single client that steps into our hands, is that they will leave feeling like they could maintain whatever we have set for them. And if you don't feel that way, if you feel like after this, I'm gonna go eat for 2 months and gain it all back, then I have not done my job as a nutrition coach, and I hate feeling that way. It makes me feel like I did not reach them. I did not honestly communicate with them enough. It makes me feel like I have failed if you leave me going back to yo-yo dieting. So there are a couple things that you can do to avoid it. And I also want to say, if it doesn't have to do with hunger, Krista brought this point up when I was discussing this topic with the coaches. If it doesn't have anything to do with hunger, if you are purely just self-sabotaging yourself because you have no control over it, you feel like this self-sabotage is coming, you cannot stop it, and you're just eating purely out of self-sabotage, you need mental help. You need mental health help. And I'm not afraid to tell that to clients, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in seeking out somebody that can professionally help you get tools so that you can view yourself as the worthy, incredible woman that you are. That's basically what I wanted to just talk about. My experience as a nutrition coach, what I can offer my clients is an honest, communicative relationship. I can give you more protein, carbs, and fats. I can cut those back. I can change those. But I don't have the resources, the professional development, the skills to give you the mental health resources that you need to prevent things like self-sabotage or restricting, like anorexia or binging or those kinds of things. But please do not think for a second that there is team diet and team mental health, because I truly believe that we're all on the same spectrum of wanting people to be overall healthy and have overall wellness long term. And that's why I do what I do every single day.